Hello everyone, it's Marie from Skeletorama again. Welcome back to my channel. How's everybody doing? So I'm doing really good because I was finally able to, I got my postcard. I was able to put together the Irish set of postcards and papers to go along with the different journals. So I have now the Ireland journal kit along with the ephemera add-on kit and the papers and whatnot. So everything you could want for your journal. Now this is the authentic page in there, but yeah, it's on my Etsy, and so I will link all of that in the description below, of course. But here are the different things. So these are the actual pages here. So we have some dictionary page, we have some beautiful old antique book page and things like that. So it was these sorts of things that I made into the kit. I had a lot more source material for the Irish one than I did for the Scottish one, because Irish Gaelic is a little easier to come by since that's taught in the Republic of Ireland, so it's still very active. Scottish Gaelic is a little trickier to get your hands on. And Welsh, yeah, it's even more fun to try to get, but I'm still working on the Welsh because I'm determined. I'm gonna have something. So anyways, I ended up having to split it in two kits because otherwise it would have been 61 pages. That's a bit excessive. So I have two different kits. One's 30 pages, one's 31 pages. And each of them, I split up the postcards between them. There's a good amount of Irish Gaelic pages, so probably a good 10 per. And then the book pages, there's music, there's all kinds of fun stuff. So I have my postcards here again. And so like this is set 1, this is set 2. Probably one of my favorite ones is this one here. Right there. Because, as I'm not holding it even remotely centered, there we go. Because this is actually that. And I had to fix it. And I'm just super happy with the way it came out because somebody tore a huge chunk off of it, tore the stamp off. Like, really, guys? Okay, not cool, but especially for a postcard from 1908, I think it is. Yeah, 1908, it was postmarked. So fixed that one. That was super awesome. And then one of the other things I love about the postcards is a lot of them have writing on them, right? So they'll have, 1915 and somebody who's on vacation or whatnot. And it's kind of neat to just get a little glimpse into just a moment of somebody's life, right? And a lot of times the older ones, they write on the front. And I'm like, why are you writing on the front of a postcard? That's kind of weird. And then I looked, and apparently this, you used to have to leave that blank, I guess, for certain kinds of postage, or depending on where you were sending it. Let me get more into the center of the screen. There we go. And so that, I guess that's why people didn't do that until after a certain point, because it says here, the space may now be used, etc., communication. So it's like, okay, whatever. But anyways, you have these two postcards here, and they have writing on the front. And so what I did with them, get these out of the way here, is I wanted to include them with and without the writing, because the writing itself is, again, it's like a historical kind of glimpse into the past, right? But then again, the picture is very pretty, and maybe you want it without the writing. So what I did was, here's kit number 1. So kit number 1, you get this one with the Killarney postcard with the writing on it. You get the Dublin postcard where the writing has been fixed. And then in set 2, you get the Killarney postcard where it's been fixed, and you get the Dublin postcard with the writing in it. The interesting thing was, as I was looking at these, because of course when you're in Photoshop with them, you're kind of up close and personal and whatnot, was this one. So I'm sitting there and I'm reading it, and I'm like, huh. And of course, being in Photoshop, I can actually blow it up so that my, senior self can actually read it, which is nice. Because look at this writing, it's just tiny. So it's sent to a Mr. Joe Donahoe in New York City back in 1904. This was July 30th, 1904. My dear Joe, a greeting from your ancestral home. Thanks for your letter, which I immediately destroyed. I went, wait, what? Okay, interesting. I hope your affections are under full control. Wait, excuse me? All right, this is getting more interesting. Remember, tu es clericus. Well, that's Latin for you are a priest. So, wow. All righty then. And then it goes on to like, little regular stuff. But I was like, wait, excuse me? Wow. Okay. So that's a very interesting piece of history right there. And that's a very interesting glimpse. And apparently Joe didn't destroy this one, so when he got it. So I thought that was very interesting. But anyway, enough about that. So these are the postcards. So what I do with those is I print them on cardstock here. And I'll bring out the one from the Scotland kit that I already did for the last thing. No reason to show you how to make a postcard twice, because seriously. But I just cut them out like this, and they're done. So you score it, and you fold it here, and you ink the edges, and you glue it together. And it's going to give you the feel of a postcard. It's going to give you more of that thickness of an actual postcard, and they feel really good without having to, spend a lot of money on postcards, because they do get really expensive. So do that with the postcards. There's, was there like, I think 10 or 11 postcards in each set as well. And then of course you have the book pages. We'll just look at some of the ones from set 1 here. So this is one of the pages in Irish Gaelic, and then I had also tea dyed this. So as you can see, it's got the tea dyeing with the doily in there. It has some music in here, a map. These are done on just regular copy paper. And then for the other book pages, I really like to do them on the newsprint. Let me go grab that. Alrighty, so this is newsprint paper right here. This is 500 sheets of it. It's super affordable. This is that stuff that they use like in classrooms to do your, show your math work on during a test, or to scribble on, or what have you. The cool thing about it is you just put it through your paper. I use the recycled setting, whatever the lowest weight recycled setting is, because this is thinner than the copy paper, just by a little bit. And it's got a rougher texture to it, so it actually feels more like book page. So what we're going to be doing in the further journal episodes, where I'm doing the step-by-step for the Irish journal, is we're going to be using these instead. So I can take this and I can rip pieces off of it. I can decorate stuff with it. I can do what I want, and I'm not hurting the original page. I can still have the original page, but then I also can use the same stuff on it. And since it's a digital kit, you can have as many of these as you want. You can print them out instead of having to go, oh, I really like this page, but I can only use it on one thing. And it's kind of like with scrapbook paper. I get that way too. But anyway, so these feel a lot more like an authentic document. So this one as well. This is set 2 here. It's not the complete set, because again, set 1 is 30 pages. Set 2 is 31. But you have postcards. There's also some books with some old pictures. This is in Belfast, Northern Ireland. This is the front piece of a book and map. And this is great because this is the perfect size for a tag. If you're doing a junk journal, you can just, cut this out and make it into a tag, whatever you want with it. And again, we've got the stuff printed onto this paper. So I'll bring the original pages back in so you can kind of see. See, it's close. You actually get a little darker color in here, and then part of the dark color, of course, is me and my never-ending battle with my printer for superiority, and apparently it's winning, but that's okay. That's fine. It still prints stuff for me, So anyways, that is that. So these are available now. They're live on my Etsy, and they are going to be priced a little bit lower than the Scottish one, only because, they have fewer pages. The Scottish one had 39 pages or something, so it's going to be a little bit cheaper for these, but there's going to be 2. And then there is going to be a further Scottish set coming. I'm just waiting on my stuff, Scrúfta Ounsa Gaelic, so the book page is written in Gaelic. Waiting for those. Hopefully those will look nice. If not, it's back to the very expensive drawing board to get a hold of the Scottish Gaelic stuff. So, the advantage is, of course, Ireland, they were able to make it a national focus kind of, because like if you want to be a teacher in Ireland, you have to graduate. Your exams are in Irish. You have to be able to do it in Irish because it's that important. In Wales and Scotland, it wasn't always okay for that. Welsh didn't become on equal footing with English in Wales until 1991, which is just, it makes me sad. So not a lot of Victorian books in Welsh because the Victorian didn't want the Welsh to speak Welsh during that time. That's back with the Welsh knot and all that. So really hard to get your hands on older stuff like that. Scottish is a little bit easier, but still you're kind of depending on reprints and things because the originals are really pricey. But at any rate, rambling. So again, these are live now, available in the shop. So go on and take a look, and then I will be using them when I continue work on the Irish journal. So we'll use them to decorate ephemera and pages and all kinds of fun stuff. And I can show you kind of how you would use something like this with a kit. So, all right. So that's all I have for today. I'll bring the postcards back in. Just some gorgeous ones in here. Love these. But anyways, okay. So I will see y'all again very soon in a journal making video. My miniatures video kind of just sucked up my entire weekend and turned into 3 videos. Well, 3.5. There's a whole another project I haven't even done yet. So I will be jumping back into the Irish journal. I'm going to be doing the cover and a bunch of other stuff. And finally getting to the ephemera. So we'll be definitely using these. All right. So hope y'all have a good evening. Okay, Mirias Jiv. See you guys later. Bye.